Good afternoon, everybody. It's All Star Izzy. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm over here thinking I'm like filming a video and shit. But I did have to end the last one because network connection wasn't being very well. But we're here right now and we're gonna be speaking on 8 powerful reasons, to be honest. 8 powerful reasons why communication runs the nation, rules the nation, runs goddamn damn near everything, bro. And lately I've just been why this is such a vital thing because lately I've been talking about engaging in communication and how much is an extension of yourself and why it matters so much because not only in dating but in success opportunities into yourself. So we're gonna be going into depth about how powerful communication genuinely is. You know, even in the sense where how you have a conversation with yourself. How what are you sending off? And we're gonna dive deep into this. Also, I do want to say shout out to 700 subscribers. We are at 702. Yes, your boy is counting. All right, because we work for this shit. We're making sure we're headed to the top for all this shit. So hard work is paying off, and it's gonna take its time. But this is something that we work for. This is it was actually a goal of mine by the end of May to hit 700. So I'm just hitting quotas and everything. So it feels good for that to happen and to engage. Shout out to new communities that I've been engaging with. And that's even another point of why communication is so powerful. And I believe it's the most superior thing in the world, to be honest. And there can be discussions about what we think the most superior thing in the world is, especially when it comes like to humanity, when it comes to like other things. But to me, I believe that communication is definitely or excuse me. To me, I believe communication is definitely the most important factor in humanity. Like that's how people connect. That's how others connect. Even if it's on like some AI and online shit, everything still requires communication. And I wanted to dive deep into this. And by the way, excuse me, hit that notification button and subscribe because we on the road to the top. I see all my stars in the chat. Shout out to everybody listening to this. Shout out to everybody who's going to listen to this. We have conversations like this so we can make points and make sure you guys know how deep this shit goes in. Not just on some surface level shit because we like we can thrive on the surface, but also we want to make sure that we understand the depth of communication and how important it is, how vital it is to bring it out to the world, especially in your reality. You want to make sure that you know how important it is for you to speak on what you need to speak on. So without further ado, we will be getting started soon. I'm just gonna allow people to come in and say what's up because I'm over here just vibing and shit until we get some folks that's coming in, and then we gonna get into the 8 powerful reasons why communication rules the nation, runs the nation. Shout out to everybody. It's your boy All Star Izzy. If you're new, hit the like button and subscribe. We on the road to the top now. Again, we just doing afternoon lives. Usually we do it on Thursdays, but Friday's best to do as of right now for this weekend because this week is completely booked. Tomorrow we will be doing a lot of things too. We have another open debate tomorrow. We were gonna have one today, but again, I'm booked for this Friday, so this is the best that I wanted to come in and speak on this and with everybody and shout out to everybody onto these topics to speak on to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way of what it is. Plus, it's nice to get the day started. Over here, it's like 2:46. What's up with everybody? It's your boy All Star Izzy. Hit that like button and subscribe. What's good, everybody? Yo, little man, what's good? What's happening with everybody? What's up? What's up with everybody? What's going on? What's going on? We vibing, we chilling, we out here just thriving. We in the world, not of the world. You feel me? Enjoying this shit. And I need to get a new charger. Yo, Wendy Ramos, what's good? I need to get a new charger because my shit's finna die. Little man, I'm good, man. I'm thriving. It's a nice day. It was storming like crazy earlier, but I'm well. How about yourself? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody moving? Brave Wild says, hey dude, did you you're crazy. You're crazy. I don't do that. I don't need to. I don't need that to do that certain stuff. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Wendy. Shout out to you. Aaliyah, what's good? Aaliyah Marshall, what's happening? What's good with everybody? Listen, hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We on the road to the top. I'm doing good things for sure, of course. It's I appreciate you even asking. Shout out to everybody. Hope everybody's day is going well. How's everybody's day going? Brave the Wilds is a wild guy. Wild person. I don't even know. That could be like a deer behind the account. You never know. It's my birthday. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to Wendy. Y'all say happy birthday to Wendy. Shout out to Wendy. Yeah, but we here though. We gonna get into a conversation in a few. If you want to stick, you can stick around. If you want to go explore, by all means. You know, we here to just reach different subjects, conversations. This is the things that we speak on. You know, connecting and engaging. Sabrina, what's happening? What's good? What's up with everybody? It's your boy All Star Izzy. What's up with it? And if you don't know, now you know. Now you know, because we will be talking about this shortly. Good thing I got some time so where I can really explain on some things, and then I'm gonna have to be out. Let's see, by a little bit before 4. I'm excited to talk about this topic though. I'm gonna be speaking on this boxing. What's good with it? What's good with it? How you doing? What's up with it, bro? Shout out to boxing for real. I'm excited though. This song is crazy. This song is crazy. What's up with everybody? Hit that like button and subscribe if y'all new. It's your boy All Star Izzy. We in the building. What's good? Listen, we gonna get into this conversation. Who here loves to have conversations? Y'all speak to me. Y'all let me know. Great topic, bro. Dig. Yes, sir. You already know. You best believe we are going to. It's everything. Conversation is literally everything. Like even now. Aaliyah, I haven't seen you for a long time. Yeah, Aaliyah, I believe I remember meeting you. If I'm not mistaken, I think you've popped up before. How you doing? What's going on? But yeah, hey, shout out to this though. By the way, you know what I'm saying? Going platinum with it. I got a plaque. I got a plaque. I got a plaque. We got plaques. Yeah, that shit cold. I want to hang that shit up somewhere. But yeah, we're gonna get into this conversation. You know, this is just really the most powerful shit anybody can have, anybody can do, anybody can need. If you want to go get further in life, I promise you, it's conversation, which requires connection and engagement, and to stick outside of your comfort zone and to talk to people. And I know most people are afraid of that shit. Most people are afraid to get out that comfort zone, do the overthinking and everything. But if you think about it too a little bit deeper, everything like getting a job, you gotta speak, right? Getting with women, you gotta speak. Getting a date, you gotta speak. Everything requires communication, and communication is superior. If honestly, I think it's up for debate whether what we think was the most important thing in the world, but I believe it's communication. I believe communication skills is superior, but I definitely think it's top 3 for sure. And then this, we can add in some other things too, but effective communication, absolutely. All right, we're gonna dive into this conversation. We're gonna just dive into it. We're gonna dive into this thing. I want to speak on this really quickly. Excuse me. All right, boom. Anyways, my name is All Star Izzy. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new, and if you're not, I appreciate y'all taking the time out. We are in a Friday afternoon, and we do have another live tomorrow, plus a breakdown we will be doing. Excuse me. Now, again, going back to the title, 8 powerful reasons why communication rules the nation or runs the nation. What it does. Again, this was an inspiration from a lot of what I've been doing a lot of my life. I've been an effective communicator for a long time. Of course, I wasn't able to communicate properly in sort of ways, especially when you're growing up. You don't know how to communicate as well, or especially if you're doing certain things, you don't know how to really speak or how to transmute your feelings into curiosity or to a communication skill, and how to effectively engage with people and engage with y'all or engage in life in general. But I've been blessed with being put in situations where I've had to speak in front of many people, again, I'm a performing recording artist, so it's like that helped too. But the thing is that what really sparked this thing is I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were just talking about how the world is, basically based off mental and emotional manipulation. Plus, when I speak on charisma, and I was talking, there was a live that I did, but I was talking about how charisma is the new path, basically. Now, it's always been a path for forever, but by the way we're moving as a generation, it's a lot more emotional and mental. If you guys understand what I'm saying. Before it used to be a lot more physical. It used to be like more physical labor, which people still do physical labor, but now it's more so when they say it's how you know people, it's who you know, the connections. But where does that all come from? That all comes from communication and engaging with people. You see, communication is the most superior part. Now, I've been in different places like this past week and a half. I've been meeting, shaking hands with so many different people. I'm getting in rooms I never thought I'd be in, which I mean, of course, I knew I was gonna be in, but I never knew the people that was gonna be there. All that shit is lit. Many different connections, going on media run next month, doing just communicating, shaking hands, meeting people who film DJ sets, meeting people who are models, who are all these type of things. But the thing is that word of mouth is real, and that street level of work. And when I mean street level, I mean that go out there and engage with the world. Follow through with what your word is. And like I spoke on a little bit, and this is not the list just yet. We're gonna get into that, but is commit to spontaneity. Now, when I say commit to spontaneity, that means just commit to the moment of the flow of what's happening. Because what opportunities like, what success likes, is commitment to now, commitment to a spontaneity. You never know what you're gonna get out of a certain thing that you can commit to. And because of my curiosity throughout my years and everything that I've been doing, me committing to being like, all right, let's do it, and not even thinking about what's gonna come with it, has put me in great positions. Now it could put you in bad positions if you're a little bit naive, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as far as things for success, when we even with dating, bro, spontaneity is top three qualities of all time. And the reason is because you want to be able to live in the moment of where you at. Don't go out thinking, if you have a time manner for an hour, do exactly what you need to do in an hour. But don't be going out just to go out and just kind of waste time and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying at all. I want to make sure that you have a timely manner of what you need to do, but the flow and creating opportunities, love spontaneity, because shit just happens out of thin air. Just as you're creating your mouthpiece, just as you're creating connection with other people, just as you're creating more success for yourself, because this helps you to live right now and to not overthink of what you want to think. People want the best pickup line. Hello, how you doing? Did you fall from heaven? Or some, that fucking bullshit ass pickup lines and shit people be having. And people just try to navigate that because they want to think their way through things. And one thing that I made of importance in the live was that if you think your way through things all the time or into new opportunities, you never will understand what it's like to have a different understanding in a different opportunity field. You see, the thing of what people enjoy, especially more successful people above others, is when there's open-mindedness. See, open-mindedness is a key, and that's one thing that we have right here. It's gonna be a double sword. But number one is open-mindedness, but in mental bars. But we're gonna speak on open-mindedness real quick because we just got into it. Open-mindedness keeps you in a state of being like, I don't know everything. I know a good amount of stuff, but the level that I'm at is not the level that the successful person is at. And successful people, opportunities, and success, the world, like when it favors you, it's because they favor open-mindedness. And open-mindedness is key to understanding more, to engaging, and to create connections. Even open-mindedness and flirting and dating. See, I like to tie in everything because everything is everything. Literally. One thing will spill into a different part of an opportunity that you don't even know, because the things that you work on. This is a big thing my mentor taught me too. Like when he was teaching me a lot of things, when we would like engage in real life and do stuff, I didn't realize how much the shit that I was working also spilled into different parts of my areas. But then that was all created for me to be like this best self. And he was all about how communication is vital, but also with action. So this is why I learned that and I understand it. So it took me to a different level. Now, open-mindedness is key, and why it's a powerful reason as to why Conversation Rules the Nation is because everybody who is on top, they have a ruthless ambition, of course, right? But most of them, and all of them, have open-mindedness. They were open-minded to different opportunities. They were open-minded to seeing how this worked. Whether they took a path that's a bit dark or they took a path that's good, regardless, the one thing that relates successful people, or the one that relates people who are evolving and getting themselves up to a next level, is because they're open-minded. Is because of the open-mindedness. See, that's what success likes. That's what women like too. You know what I'm saying? You can even make her open-minded by just showing how open-minded you are. Again, the mirror, the reflection of it. But open-mindedness keeps you at a point of learning and understanding new things. By the way, my name is All Star Izzy. Hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get some stars in the chat. I'm gonna keep going, but let's get some stars in the chat. I see y'all shining in there. What's up with everybody? Thank you for taking the time out. It's your boy. But anyways, we're gonna speak a little bit more. Open-mindedness is the key. Now, the next thing that I put, because we can't ignore Ephraim. Great to see you. But one thing is that we cannot ignore the other side to open-mindedness, which means mental bars. See, this is something that I've been learning a lot lately too, is that, as I'm learning even the best, there's always still a negative, right? To say someone's beauty, to say someone's beautiful, to say someone's ugly. So it was like a line like that. Shout out to Childish Gambino. He said some shit like that. But there was something powerful that I'm realizing, the understanding of polarity and why polarity definitely needs each other, yin and yang. So I'm starting to see it and then have that overview, because it goes back to the perspective which I spoke on, like, don't be heads or tails, be the coin, be your own yin and yang. So again, going back to mental bars. See, the reason why this is on the list as well, again, we can't ignore what this comes with, but also we can't, when you have mental bars on yourself, a mental prison, this shows up in your communication. This shows how far you're willing to go. See, when people they're a bit pessimistic about their dreams, they're a bit sad, they're a bit down about it, or they have a poor self communication within themselves. They got a poor system within how they speak or what they speak about. It's because there's mental bars. See, people prison themselves within their mind. And on the other end is desiring open-mindedness. See, most people don't realize that the power they have is to take away the mental bars. But the mental bars are created through the individual. Yes, of course, you can learn that as you grow and as you evolve for the mental bars, but you can still take away the mental bars. But the reason is that this had to be on the list is because this is even powerful as well. Because this shows how powerful it is. Patricia, great to see you. Thank you for being here. But this shows how powerful it is for mental bars and how you can prison yourself mentally to not succeed or not to be open in life. You know what I mean? But that's why it's important, because you can only go as far as you can go for yourself, genuinely. And when people are limited by beliefs, a mental capacity, wanting to excel and move forward, it is genuinely because this shit is happening. You put bars on yourself, and that shit is a powerful thing to do on you. Now, and of course, on the other side is open-mindedness. Because the thing with communication, why it rules the nation, and why even mental bars rule the nation, is because open-mindedness equals success and equals getting you to the top. Mental bars equals you being the sheep of the person who's going to be the successor on the top. You see this, now we're going to dive a little bit deep into it, because that's how it really works. When they talk about the sheep and the shepherd, when they talk about the follower, the leader, that's exactly what it is. Those who have mental bars will be followers for life. And of course, I'm a follower for those who are above me too, who I'm learning from. But the thing is that I'm not a blind follower. I'm choosing to follow. I'm choosing to do this. There's no mental bars on the capacity of what I'm trying to do. It's simply, this is what I'm taking myself forward. This is what I want to learn. This is what I'm going to learn. And it takes you further. You see, mental bars. And the thing is too, because we talked about how the world, and actually not even talked about, but I mentioned how the world is basically based off mental and emotional manipulation, right? Nowadays, especially with media, everything, people, words hit hard, but all that shit like that, right? Sticks and stones been breaking bones, but words will never hurt me, something like this. But with the mental bars is that there's gonna be people that's gonna try to put mental bars on you too. And there's a lot of manipulation going on. This is really where like shit sparked up when I was speaking to my friend about this shit. Is because that those who use charisma in a sense of in a sense of manipulation, will use it to manipulate those and create mental bars. So like, for instance, like cult leaders, like most of those people, most of those cult leaders create mental bars. Like, for instance, what's his name? Marilyn Manson. He was smashing the dude's wives, bro. That's crazy. And he was manipulating them to be like, this is what's supposed to happen. He's creating mental bars onto people. You see, open-minded people create open-minded people. Actually, I made a quote. It was like, being one of a kind creates a kind of people. Being open-minded creates open-minded people, or for people to see outside of their mental bars of what they have, right? For them to be like, you can, do it as well. I can see your mental bars and I can help you. I can even break you out of the mental bars. But you got to step outside of that and do what you need to do. And there's a big difference between those who want to, the leaders who put mental bars, and versus the leaders who wants to put you in open mindedness, right? But great responsibility. What is it called? Great power comes great responsibility. Yes. Boom. All right. So for the next one that I wanted to put, and why, we kind of just dived into that, but we can dive a little bit more into my second reason as to why conversation is the most is superior. What does everybody think? What do you guys think is the most superior thing in this world? To me, I think it's communication. I believe communication is like almost the end all be all. There could be something more, but effective communication is, I believe that's genuinely where everything really relies in who the individual is, which we're gonna get into a little deeper. But let me know what y'all think. Shout out to everybody. Hit that like button if you haven't, and subscribe. Let's get some stars in chat. But anyways, the next one I talked about as to why communication runs the nation is because most people are emotionally adaptable and easily swayed. See, now, of course, we're talking communication, but this is the thing of what I'm speaking on. How powerful communication can really be when people understand how to navigate communication and they use it for deceit. Now, I'm not going to cap, and I'm not going to say that I'm not deceitful in some ways. And when I mean that, I say like, if I'm at work, I gotta play the perception. Excuse me. But when everybody's at work, people gotta play perception. We can't run away. We can't ignore that fact. Especially if you want to get, like when I wanted to get promoted or wanted to do certain things, when I wanted to create close connections, I played a perception. I had to play a perception. That's some things that you gotta do while you're working in certain industries. You gotta see that, right? But the thing is too, with the emotionally adaptable. See, the thing is, every human experiences emotions. But what triggers the emotions? Yes, things you see, things you do. But the biggest thing is always communication. Okay? Communication can ruin and it can run emotions. And most people in this world, I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt, 90% of people are emotionally swayed. Queen, great to see you. Thank you for stopping by again. People are easily adaptable, easily moved. It's like it has been. Thank you for coming. But it's like blood bending, basically. Like in Avatar, when they start blood bending certain people, that's exactly what that is. It's when they easily move them. Of course, they're using their hands and mental and whatever. But the thing is that the communications and how they're speaking, communication genuinely can sway emotions of people. And it's powerful, right? Because I'm not trying to. It's gonna get a little dark in here. All right, it's gonna get a little dark. But this is a conversation that we need to have, and why it's powerful. Because the same way you can emotionally manipulate someone to damage them and to make them feel some type of way, you can do the same thing on the other end of positivity and speaking life to people and blessing them and show them that they have a life for themselves. Congratulations, by the way. And this is the thing too, because I told y'all we can't ignore either factor. We can't ignore the negative, nor can we ignore the positive. They both exist within this realm, in this world. And it's important to understand how these things work and why your communication is powerful. What communication goes down? How deep does communication goes down to these layers? See, another thing too, you guys are in this chat with me, engaging with me, talking to me. It wouldn't have never happened if I never spoke or put myself out there. We would have never probably even knew we existed. But because of communication and because I'm able to speak, put myself on camera, Look at where we at now. All of that has an extension of communication. We're gonna dive a little bit deep into more because we're on number two. But the thing is, like I said, with the emotional swayed, most of the population in society is swayed, right? That's why trends and influence is a huge thing. Like influencers, trendsetters, or people following trends, people trying to blow up on crazy reactions or do crazy shit out in public or society just to get some views, just to get some likes. You see, it's because they have an understanding. This is gonna get a reaction out of people. Oh, I'm gonna make people blow up. I myself even understand that. If I say something as far as like every woman needs to shut up and get on their knees and submit to a man, that's gonna fuck up a lot of people. But because I know that can sway the masses, we see it plenty of times. When there's big news that pops up, we can see how it sways people, where it sways people. And the thing is, too, negativity is the biggest thing most people want to gravitate towards. People love drama. Listen, I like drama, but I like drama in like movies and shit. Okay, my life is very peaceful. If I want drama in a good way, I'll have that. There's such thing as good drama, but we don't need to speak on that real quickly. The thing is that negativity stirs up a lot and it creates conversation. Positivity does the same thing too, because again, yin and yang. But this is why it's important to understand that the society is mainly emotional. And even ourselves at one time, how emotional we were at one point brought us to a point where we had to. Small example, you got your heart broken when you were younger. You said, fuck, I ain't never gonna do this again. You start being a fuck boy. You get out the fuck boy phase. You realize, okay, I'm gonna do it on my own terms now without being moved by being sad or fear. So now I begin to do more. Now I begin to learn myself more and understand with myself. To see that whole thing that I just said easily was a breakdown of how deep and introspective people can really get when they get to those phases and start learning, because you learn that I don't want to be emotionally swayed no more. I don't want to be out of control of how I feel. Of course, we're humans, we experience shit. But thing is though, that's when the emotional management comes in, excuse me. That's when the power of you come in. That's when the power of choice and decisions comes in as you're speaking. And as you go on in life, you're like, I want to be in control of me. Everything else has its own thing. But as far as for myself, I accept and I keep going. Number 3 of 8 powerful reasons of why communication runs the nation. By the way, hit that like button if you haven't. Let's get some stars in the chat. I want to see y'all shining in here. Thank y'all for taking your time out. If you're new, subscribe. We got to run to the top. Thank you, 700 subscribers, by the way. We are hitting our quota. We are getting to the top. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for taking your time out. We in the building. Now, number 3 of why this is important, or why communication runs the nation. The communication runs the world. All right, literally, even being a president, being a superstar, being someone who's famous on TV, all of that requires communication. And there's an understanding. See, before I even get to number 3, I'm gonna get real with y'all. We gonna speak. The people on top, and I said this too, but the people on top understand that they know how to move people emotionally. I think it was like a Matrix thing. I think they said something like that. If feelings are easier to manipulate than facts, some shit like that. But this is what they all know up there in the top. Even myself, I do it for the blessing of benefit though, because there's light in everybody, and I'm gonna keep preaching that shit. But regardless, is that all these motherfuckers know. Anybody that's in a position of something know that communication is everything. And they know they have to do certain things to get to that point. The presidents, people speaking, all these things is happening in this world. It's all based off of communication. Communication is superior. I swear. Now, number 3 of why communication is powerful. I stated connecting with your ego can only get you so far. And people want to be fed their egos. People want to feed their egos, excuse me. Now, the reason why I put connecting with your ego can only get you so far is because there's a lot of different levels of communication. There's communication coming from a performance. There's communication coming from your ego. There's communication coming from authenticity. There's communication coming from deception. But let's stick with just ego for right now. Let's not get too crazy, too sporadic. I had to talk about how connecting with your ego because people want to engage and people want to navigate in the world, express themselves, and network and meet different types of people. If you connect on a place of your ego, meaning in a sense of let's just say superiority, because I think ego is good in a lot of senses, but it gets wrong when you start to be extensive in it. You know, like you got to understand how to communicate and engage with people. Never think that you're above the program, basically. So if you're on the level of communicating with people that's on the same floor as you guys are on the same level. Your status could be different. Your followers could be here. Your things, whatever. Excuse me, guys. You can be You can be having the fancy cars, the flashy. That don't matter. Who listen? Yeah, we can see rappers. We can see all these people. We can see people who are up there who got these certain egos who can try to maneuver and talk a certain way. Okay, cool. But you can only connect so far. You can only have a certain type of engagement and perception so far. The superior part to this is to engage with people authentically. Now, I'm not saying you can't have your ego in communication. The thing is with it, when you have the ego in communication, it could be on the sense of relatability of we popping on shit. We up, you know what I'm saying? Which don't really gotta require ego, but we can relate on that part, but then it can open up more gates to authentic conversations that require engagement. You see, when I speak to people, when I'm on, I could have millions of followers. Even I've met people that have more than me, but we spoke on such a level that was different that made them believe like, oh, you're this and that, you're this and that. It all required just for me to engage with them authentically, to speak to them, look them in the eye, and have a conversation. This is when you get genuine engagement with people, genuine connections and relations. I have genuine connections and relations that is going to be shown within the next couple months of things that I've been working on, based off because I know when you communicate from your ego, you're limited to a certain caliber of words. You don't want to limit your communication. Of course, don't overspill. Don't be like, man, yeah, my dog died and all these. Don't. Yeah, I ain't gotta go too much into that. In the sense though, connect with the person who's in front of you. This is a genuine. This is a real person. We ain't online. We are not AI. This is a real person to connect with. If they ain't connecting, then fuck it, keep moving. But those who understand and who know, and especially a lot of people who are successful and on top, right? They like to genuinely engage to down to earth people, because this is what requires to create healthy, manageable relationships. Not even in dating, but in opportunities and having conversation. This can fall into dating too, because if you go so far to connect on just the ego and you just want to be fed your ego with a woman, don't expect her to be around for maybe the next couple weeks or maybe the next month or two. Don't expect that. And then don't fall in love with her because she doesn't want to be around and shit like that. See, the dating scene is based off of people wanting to be fed egos, and everybody's trying to connect on the ego. I'm that bitch. I'm that motherfucker. Let's have a conversation. Let's do this. Oh yeah, you get with me. It's good. Hey girl, I'm gonna put it down on you. Listen, you can have that. See, I'm a cocky motherfucker, okay? But see, this is when we talk about how opening up the extension of not just cockiness. There's more depth to individuals. There's more depth to what you see. That doesn't mean go too far and be like, what is your deepest, darkest secrets? Let me tell you. Tell me everything. Tell me everything. Not like that, okay? We got to make sure that we keep it on the level to where, we're still going to get to know each other. Yo, Cattle on the Wolf, what's up with you? How you doing? Great to see you. But regardless, sorry, excuse me, my apologies. But regardless, even again, a little bit on the dating scene is that people want to just go as far as that. And then they get heartbroken, then they get sad. They're like, damn, that was the one. Well, why do you think these things happen in your life? Because you connect on such a surface level. Surface level shit dies the fuck down. If you want a great connection with someone, that don't mean you got to get into a relationship and date. But if you want a good connection with somebody, have a conversation with them. Speak to them. Take your time. It's the tango. The natural connection and slow burn. Trevon, great to see you. By the way, y'all hit that like button. Let's get the algo up. We got the stars in the chat. What's up? And if y'all new, if anyone is new, subscribe to your boy. We on the road to the top. Thank you everybody for being here and taking the time out. Now again, speaking a little bit on this again, it's just that's where the dating scene normally fails at, normally fucks up at. It's because of that. It's because they live on such a surface level. And if they're too scared to dive deep, and the part with diving deep is not even like you gotta be super intimate. The part of diving deep is to look beyond of what's happening in this interaction. You see, this is where the down to earth connections happen, and why I speak on why women genuinely love down to earth men. Even they can be in the field around people with hella money, hella bands. Shit, she might end up fucking with him for the long term, but she gonna fuck with me for whatever. Women look for a sweet escape out of what's so superficial. So should men too. Don't stay too much in the superficial. There's requirements to be in superficial senses, right? And Trevon, you're a DJ, so Savannah Mills, great to see you. And Trevon, I know you're a DJ, so you know how it is like meeting people and creating connections. Some of those shits are short lived. Motherfuckers will be like, hey, what's up? Hey, yeah, hey, take my number down. Yeah, let's link up. We gonna link up, yeah. You know what I'm saying? All that bravado, and like it's cool to do it because there's a requirements for certain things to happen. But the thing that's really good is to make sure that you're staying and connecting, networking, and follow through. And if they don't follow through on their word, that just wasn't for you. Keep it moving, keep creating new, better connections for those who will. Because again, even the small interaction like that is connecting through an ego. And you can only get so much through connecting through an ego on that type of timing. By the way, my name is All Star Izzy Cattle Wolf. Great to see you. I'm good. Savannah, great to see you. I'm great. How's everybody doing tonight? It's your boy All Star Izzy. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. We on the road to the top. We're talking about 8 powerful reasons why communication runs the nation. Okay, now, excuse me. Let's go to the fourth one. This goes along with when I speak on the connecting with the ego and everything, why words and communication is so powerful, and how I'm talking about speaking and initiating. People are genuinely happy when you talk to them. Now, I know this from experience. I'm out in the field almost every other goddamn day. And I know how it is when I talk to people, especially models. I was talking to this 6'2" model. I wasn't even trying to be on the other shit. I genuinely want her to be on here because she was like preaching some shit. I'm like, great nigga, on my platform. But I'm talking to like models, and bro, I'm only like 5'8". These bitches are 6'2", 6 foot, 5'11". I'm over there looking like, yeah, for real. But when I talk to them, right, because they got around, and some women will speak, some women won't, but even when they got around and I spoke to them, their reaction may have not been like, oh my God, he's talking to me. No, it's like when I speak to them, like, what's up? What's cool? What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing tonight? And just having conversation, people start to light up. See, they may be a little guarded at first when you speak. That goes for women or certain men or whatever the case is, like opportunity-wise, or just connection. Most people can be guarded from a certain interaction because they're so used to, yo, hey, get my Instagram. Hey, yo, get my number. Oh, yeah, we gonna link up. Yeah, let's flick up. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's do all these. People are so used to that. So when you come into the game, you come into a conversation and you extend yourself, reach out a hand, whatever you need to do. People genuinely enjoy those who have actual conversations with them, because this is what helps create more of a relationship and engagement between y'all. Them women, I was gonna say bitches. They ain't bitches, but this is man talk. You know what I'm saying? But those women, they were happy that I talked to them, and they opened up like a book, completely started speaking. My friends came around. I'm like, yo, this is my homies. We just all started mingling, started drinking a little sake. I've been on that sake. I like sake. It's really good. But again, people light up when you speak to them, because most people want to only engage on a certain level. Like we talked about the ego. But this is why words are powerful and why it runs the nation. I'm not telling you to be a performative motherfucker out here. I'm not telling you to speak to people just so they could be happy and all the things. No. I'm telling you to make sure that you communicate to people on a certain level and talk to them, because, and I actually broke this down in my other video, but the thing is that people can be so stuck in a simple-minded way of looking or a simple-minded way of speaking or interactions, and there's, they only know those interactions Of course, they may have great interactions, but the thing that really helps with them and having a certain belief in their mind is when you extend your hand and say hello, how you doing, and you talk to them, and you break that shield of, oh shit, like this is a completely different bag, this is a different person, this is, he's speaking on a different level, he's actually engaging and he's having conversation, he knows how to have a convo. All those type of things is why people, you can bring people into the moment, okay, because most people are stuck in their own reality, stuck in their own world. So when you're in your world, of course, everybody's in their own universe, but when you're in the world and you speak and you have a conversation to people, it can bring them to the flow of right now. And you get to create more opportunities. See, this is why I told you committing to spontaneity is superior when having effective communication skills and knowing how to navigate in this world. Because you being here right now and speaking, we're engaging, we're talking. Cattle has the sad faces, Savannah with the heart. Shout out to y'all, you know. We like to span stars, by the way. Also, yes, thank you for sending that, Efrain. That is the All Star Discord link. By the way, hit that like button if you haven't, and subscribe. We on the road to the top, you know what I'm saying? But a little bit on that was just, that's why it gets committed to spontaneity brings people. It helps people to elevate. I love talking to strangers. Yeah, nah, see, I'm the same way. Like my son, if I'm out with my family, sometimes I may speak to like a random ass person. My sister is just like, you just always be talking. Like you never know what you can get out of it. I just like, how you doing? You know, like just having a conversation. It's really nice, and you can never know who you can talk to, even if not talk. You just want to engage with the world. There's nothing wrong with engaging. Engaging with the world is like, why not? We're in this world, not of it. Now, number 5 of what I really wanted to say, and I've been saying it, but this is how deep this shit is that words are an extension of you. So use them wisely. Now, I'm not trying to make y'all paranoid and be like, I'm a cast, because most people be like, I'm casting spells. Words that are used definitely hold weight. And I'm not saying nobody should not want to express themselves, but words are who we are. Meaning to say, like, if I present myself in the sense like, hey, how you doing? My name is Isaac. What's your name? Oh, Clarissa. Nice to see you, Clarissa. Listen, I was on my way. I'm speaking. I'm firm. I'm cool. Eye contact. Imagine if I was like this. You see this? See, y'all stick with me. That's how deep this shit goes. Yeah, shout out Clarissa. I fuck with Clarissa. And then imagine if you're just speaking on a sense of like this, like, hey, what up, girl? My name is Isaac. What's your name? Oh, I'm Clarissa. Oh, hey, Clarissa. Hey, you're really beautiful, and I just had to come and tell you that you're so special. I can just tell there's something special about you, and can I get your Instagram? You see, there's a difference in the levels of communication, because listen, of course, the body language matters. How you present yourself matters. Your presence matters. Presence is a huge component. All right, but that can all be evaporated by how you communicate. Our words are what is a portal to who we are mentally. Is a portal to who we are within. It is an extension of how we feel about ourselves. It is an extension of our beliefs. It's an extension of what's going on within. So that's why it's important to use your words wisely. And I'm not saying to there's a lot of overthinkers in this world, and if you're an overthinker, don't try to overthink things, because that's why committing to spontaneity helps you to create better and keep you on your feet and keep your wit up and charm and charisma. But your words are you. Are you just saying shit just to say shit? And if you're just saying shit to say shit, that shows what type of person that you are. You're just a person who just says shit to say shit. Your words hold no weight. Give me one moment, y'all. Your words hold no weight. Over time, people will not really like to engage with you. But if you say something, you will be the boy who cried wolf, the girl who cried wolf, because what you're saying is an extension. If it's not necessarily the word, it's who you actually are, inside and within. Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know. Let me know. Yes, perfect. By the way, again, my name is All Star Izzy. Hit that like button and subscribe if y'all know we having conversations about conversation. See, that's how I love that shit. We have conversation about conversation. This shit goes so deep. Even on the level that we at. Yeah, we in this building. Hit that like button though. We got 8 people in the building. Hit that like button. Let's see them lights go up. I want to double tap it. Double tap it. Be like this. I'll show you an example. Just hit that. You can be like that. Yo. Press the light. Press the light. Hold on. Let's do this right here. Let's pin that message. I appreciate that. Oh wait. I meant to press the light to pin, but you know. Shout out to Cattle too. But anyways. That was number 5. It's important. Trevon says I literally have a coworker that everyone treats him like a peon. Facts. And it's true because of bro. Yes, like okay, so I wish I had more time. I gotta go soon. But this is why see appearance still matters. Presentation matters. Presence matters. Keeping up with yourself, looking good, looking fresh, looking fly. That shit matters. But also that shit can be ruined by how you say shit and what you say. A motherfucker could be fly and be the lamest motherfucker ever. That's why they be talking about like money can't unlame you. Same shit. And I've had coworkers that people just treated them like a baby. Cause the motherfucker just the way what he would say, which is horrible. And there was this guy, excuse me, that I was coaching for a minute. And it'll be IRL, like we'll be in real life. And you know, he would tell me certain things and how women talk about him, X, Y, and Z. Like he was women found him attractive, but how he came off was weird and creepy. Fuck! See, this is why words are everything, and it's such an extension of why you need to use it wisely. Y'all gotta stick with me. Woo! Put some stars in the chat. Let's get some stars in here. But this shit like my whole life. I've known this. I've known this my whole life. Like literally, it was crazy. I came out the womb being like, damn, I understand words. Yeah, word. Yeah, word. Words. I was just God, bro. Shit. Okay. A lot of women found him attractive, but how he came off was hella creepy and hella weird because of what he said, how he was saying shit. Even the way he's moving his presence. Cattle, I appreciate that. We got the stars. But that's like his presence was sloppy. His words were careless. Him within was reckless. But this is why a facade can only live on for so long, and how you are with your ego. It can only live on for so long of who you are and how you communicate. Because that shit will trickle down. And I mean, listen, he was paying me. So it's not like it wasn't for free, you know. But if he's not trying to, Real Talk Radio, what's up? Hey, I feel like I know you from somewhere. Real Talk, I feel like I know you. Where do I know you from? You sound mad familiar. I definitely down to work though. Definitely down to work. Hold on. Yeah, that's what's up, bro. What's good with you, man? Shout out to Real Talk Radio. That's actually funny. That was one of my previous coworkers. It's hilarious. Damn, it's been a minute, huh? Hey, if you got Discord, Efrain, can you put the Discord link in really quickly? Oh yeah, but Real Talk, hit that like button though. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button though. Yeah, I used to work at Target. That was a later fool, keep going. Say less. Yeah, Target was a very interesting Yo, Real Talk though, I forgot your name, so please don't, you know what I'm saying, it's been a minute. But hey, if you got Discord, hit the Discord link right there, join, you know what I'm saying, let's connect through there. I think I may have changed my number, so you know, that's on that. I appreciate you. But JC Penney, damn, how was that? I don't think I've only been to JC Penney like a couple times. Were you like folding the clothes and stuff, like more than jewelry or fragrance? Have Discord. Cattle, get onto the Discord. Join the Discord. It's All-Star Discord. I will be announcing something later at the end of the live, but let's keep on speaking really quickly. But this is why words are powerful. Words are an extension. Oh, you the manager. Okay, so you like that. Oh, you know a lot of shit that was happening. I was always cool with the managers. I fuck with managers. Like, they cool as fuck. Were you a cool one, or you were like one of the strict ones? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of managers that like we're hungover as hell. They crazy. But this is why words are extensions. See, even me getting cool with managers or cool with other people and engaging. See, even real talk, like that's a small testimony to engaging and keeping relations alive based off of communication. You see, he talking about less work. People who reach out and say shit, how far words can go as an extension to create something, to do something. Shout out to the cool manager. Shout out to Savannah being a cool manager. Now, the next one that I'm gonna put is, I think, okay, well then you can't join in. I keep forgetting, Cattle. So, when we have our 18 pluses, I want you to excel, but when we have our 18 pluses, just you can't really be there. So Ephraim, you see this? I think you're like in your teens, I believe. So when we have like our 18 pluses, you won't be there because I really want to. I genuinely want to do like lessons and lives for the youth, but my content is generally grown based. So I don't know how to navigate it, to be honest. I gotta figure it out. Anyways, let's talk about number 6 is, what are you communicating to yourself? So the reason why, even this is a backup for words are an extension, is like communication, and of course is what we say is everything, but what gets deeper into it is how you're communicating to yourself. You see, that's the example that I brought up of the individual who I was helping, right? Who I was coaching in real life. The whatever he had internally was becoming an extension outwardly. The magic happens as you speak to yourself. What is your self-talk? What are your self-beliefs? How are you navigating yourself internally? These things will end up showing out in the world no matter what. And we spoke about that a little bit, but this is why it's important to develop communication in yourself first. You can learn how to communicate further, but communication with people, communication on how you want to speak to people, and what you want to show to the world is an extension of yourself mentally. Kat, I don't think you'll be able to. I don't think you'll be able to join. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. When you turn 18, you can join. But that was what are you communicating to yourself? It's great to see what it is and how it is. You want to make sure that you understand it, but that doesn't mean to be paranoid and constantly look for everything. Let shit flow. Let shit flow. Shit will show up, and when it shows up, introspect, put a light on it, shine a light on what's happening, and build from there. Now, number 7, I spoke about this a little bit earlier, was just that the world is based off mental and emotional manipulation. And this is why, again, conversation is powerful, because it's true. We can't ignore the fact that it's based off mental and emotional manipulation. Most people, everybody is damn near getting manipulated something. Commercials on food, that's manipulation, because they're they're selling you. Being yellow, yo, I only got 9 years. Damn, wait, how old are you? Whoa, I did not know you were that young. I thought you were like 16, 17. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, Cattle. Man. Ephraim, please do your magic, sir. Damn, that's tough. I thought you was like 16, 17, because I was going to let you slide on some shit. Because I have I coach some youthful people out there. Damn, that's tough. That's crazy. I did not know that, man. That's actually wild, bro. That's actually wild. Anyways, that just blew my brain. Be back in 9 years, yeah. Yo, Savannah, thank you for taking the time out. I definitely hope to see you in the future. Thank you again. It's appreciative of your comments and everything. Shout out to you for being a cool manager. But anyways, that's just a little bit on that, because we did extend our information a bit on why the world is based off mental and emotional manipulation. That's we spoke on that a little bit, but I think it's why I got to bring it up again. I think it's just important for us to understand that, especially as wherever you are in life, whatever you do in life, just understand that's continuously happen. Whether that's in work and companies, your shopping, TV, stage, music, everything is based off emotional and mental manipulation. And not even just to them, but to yourself. There's a lot going in for yourself. Even like me to motivate myself to do the best is I'm manipulating myself, right? Of course, self motivation is real, but I'm telling myself I'm finna do it. I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do it any means possible. That's gassing yourself up. You know, you putting that in your system. So when you do things and you don't feel like it, you show yourself there's trust and there's consistency within your actions. So then your emotional and the mental conversation that you have end up becoming a norm and it becomes effortless, which becomes pride and result and an extension of reward. Now, number 8 for the last one is gonna be frequencies are real but aren't meant to control you. You can't be controlled if you accept what is and defend yourself. So see, the reason why I put this is because when people speak on certain things like I can't be on a low frequency. Some people can't be on a high frequency. I'm a high, I believe those things are completely true. Now, here's the thing. They're true, but they shouldn't be able to navigate who you are as an individual. You see, this is when that power of self comes in for real. Because only we can control what we allow in, what we speak on. Now, when we talk about frequencies, I want to say things as far as like endless conversations of negativity, endless conversations of plans that are not going anywhere, endless conversations of certain shit like that, right? That's a low frequency shit. Conversations about talking, oh, she's so fine, she's so good looking, she can be my wife. Low frequency shit. You see, high frequency things, you can be like, then she fine. But the high frequency also is in alignment to action. You can't be a high frequency navigating motherfucker if you're not aligning your actions. You can say shit, but you gotta back it up. You see, this is where this high frequency is a thrill, it's a high of you giving your own self adrenaline, motivation, and everything, because this is all coming from within. Low frequency is complaining about shit that's not in your control. It's complaining about women doing this, women doing that. That shit ain't got nothing to do with us. Complaining about things that we don't have no control over. Why would we want control over shit outside of us? The thing is that now, because we listed those things, yes, self-empowerment, it's important to realize that you can't be controlled if you accept what is and you defend yourself. Now, when I say accept what is that because regardless in this world, there's going to be people that's going to be like this. We can't change that. There's going to be people that's complaining, negative. There's going to be haters. There's going to be all that. That's just the polarity to what shit is, to self-empowerment is. Now, and when I mean defend, I'm not saying be defensive in the sense that I'm trying to protect myself from not seeing the truth. Not in the sense of defensiveness like that, but defend yourself in the sense of I don't align with this. That's defense, because I don't navigate in that alignment. I navigate on a certain different frequency that it comes with self-empowerment. I navigate and I align with that. Because we can't be blind to what the frequency is. And we do have a right to defend what we stand for and how we move in this world. That is our right. That's our birthright. And people will try to project their negativity, their beliefs onto you as you have a high frequency. But again, for the high frequency is like, it's just self-empowerment, just to say it the least. But just always realize that is what comes with this shit. And because it falls into why communication is so powerful is because all of that high frequency, low frequency shit comes from an extension of a communication to what you want to use. How are you talking to yourself within? What are you saying to the world? Your words tell a story in life. Your words tell who you are. Your words tell who you are within. You can hide yourself all you want. You still gonna be, you still a fucking weirdo. You no matter what, people who want to navigate to high frequency, people who want to navigate to different types, they want to get themselves to the next level of confidence. They want to get opportunities. They want to engage. They want to, you just want to desire to get to the next step. You must realize what is your conversation to yourself and what are you communicating to the world? What are you giving out? What are you speaking on? Why are you speaking on certain things? Inspecting the conversations within to inspire myself. Exactly. You see, because even inspecting those conversations inside, right? Putting a spotlight on your own darkness. That part that was hidden, or that part that may not be the best self-talk, that's inspiration to be like, oh shit, okay, I see this. Let me see why. Okay, move forward. It gets transmuted into inspiration, transmuted to motivation. And this is why words, communication is powerful and why it runs the nation. Great to see you again, Patricia. It's because this is only a storytelling of who the individual is. Genuinely. How you communicate, how you engage with the world. You're telling a story every time. And this is why I often got to keep putting out there and let y'all know is to engage with the world too. You can put yourself in so many different situations where you got to learn certain things, but it requires for you to engage with them. Patricia says you're right because the audience feeds off your energy and what you're speaking. Exactly. Even this, as you guys are speaking, as the people is engaging, the stars, it's all coming from a reflection, from or a relatability, or desiring a certain thing, or wanting to hear, learn something, right? It's all being a reflection of who the speaker and what they're bringing. Commonality, yes, all of that. See, the thing is that my whole thing is empowerment, right? Everybody has empowerment. Everybody. Even your negativity can be your empowerment if you know how to transmute it correctly. Now, the last thing I did want to put for a bonus is everybody is being used. Listen, when I had that live with Miles and he was talking about even the king is being used, man is always being used, that shit really changed a lot in my perspectives. He changed something. It turned a gear and I started to understand it. And the reason why I put this in the list for why communication is powerful and runs the nation is because your words, even as you say you're a manager like Savannah, or you're the president, you're this, you're being used. Even if you're inspiring people to be their best self, you're being used. Your words are being used to fuel the other person. And this is not even a negative thing. This is enlightenment, to be honest. When you really just think about it. Because you even use yourself. I use me for others to use me. I'm selfish for others to use me into what I can do. We are exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this is why communication is powerful. This is why communication is powerful. Everything that I listed out, I'm going to go over the list again. Number 1, open-mindedness and mental bars. Open-mindedness equals more effective communication, even communicating, how do I learn this? What do I do? How should I do this? How should I navigate this? Brings you into different doors. Success likes open-mindedness. Dating likes open-mindedness. Sexy likes open-mindedness. And on the other end is mental bars. The limited ones, they even the limitation and the mental bars they put on themselves is powerful because it all requires communication. Number 2, people are emotionally adaptable and easily swayed by what? Mainly words, things. It's all happening all at once. You see it everywhere. Number 3, connecting with your ego only gets you so far. Because when you connect with just one part, you don't show any versatility to who you are, any depth. You can only be limited by a certain speech, certain conversation, and words. You can only go so far with it. And that's why it's so important. That's why the connections can't happen or relationships won't happen. That's why you can't get dates or women won't stay around too long. Or that's why you couldn't build a fan base. Or that's why you couldn't create a community that's strong. That's all these because of your extension of who you are. Where are you leading? Why are you leading this way? You see, ego can help get in the door. I'm that motherfucker. Like I am. I believe that's just me. Yeah, nah, I believe I'm just that. But also, with being that is also an extension of assistant, servant, guiding people. Cause another thing I said this shit too is like being him. You can be that motherfucker, right? But then that shit eventually evolves into being like I'm him, but there's a responsibility to being him. There's a responsibility to being great. There's a responsibility to being king. There's a responsibility to be inspiration. And if you don't transmute it, you will stay on that one level. But if you want to thrive on that one level, you can stay there. But this shit genuinely evolves as it should. Once you're ready, that shit will be there. And it's like, it's different, bro. Number 4 is people are happy when you speak to them. Again, the reason is because of the extension of what you're saying and how you're saying, how you're presenting to yourself. Down to earth conversations assist a lot. Okay, most people are usually they're so used to surface level conversations, surface level connections, faulty words. People don't realize how much weight words have. And then as much as even then you're in that moment and you don't follow through, bro, everything that you try to work for is going to be gone to that one person. Because we have a birthright and a reputation of what we say, how we move, what we do, how we look. All that shit matters. Everything has to be cohesive. Patricia says almost no substance in the conversation. Exactly. But again, too, there are requirements to be on some surface level shit. You don't got to get deep every single time, but some things do definitely require surface level in passing or with some people. Like it's shit like that. But also, you don't have to connect on that level that they're at. I just know that from experience for certain things. If I gotta just make a quick handshake or I gotta make a quick navigation and shit like that. But number 6. Oh, excuse me. I'm jumping once. Number 5 is words are an extension of you. Use them wisely. If you gotta take away anything, just understand what you say and what you're communicating is an extension of who the individual is. Is an extension of who you are. Whether you may not see it now, that doesn't mean to get too deep into that bag, but definitely understand that there's a lot of depth into what you're saying and how you're saying and how you're navigating yourself. Now, number 6 is what are you communicating to yourself? We broke that down a little bit more even earlier. Number 7 is the world is based off mental and emotional manipulation. Don't ever get that wrong. Just understand that that's the real case. All by words too. And if it ain't by speaking, look at the flyers, look at the words. They will have words on that flyer. They'll have words on that shit. Woo boy. Number 8 is frequencies are real but aren't meant to control you. You can't be controlled if you accept there's things gonna be outside of you that's like that. And you're able to defend yourself. You know what I mean? Stay on your square for whatever it is you believe. But also don't put mental bars on certain things. But that takes for you to understand you. And last but not least is everyone is being used for their words. Everybody is being used for the communication. You want to become a manager, you're still being used for your communication skills. How you're going to communicate and navigate that as you're speaking to your boss or to your employees or to your coworkers or to the people that's on the floor you're speaking to and all that. Everything requires communication. And these are my 8 powerful reasons as to why I believe communication runs the nation. Now, if we have any questions, any quick comments, y'all go ahead and put that in. But if not, we'll go ahead and get up out of here again. I may possibly have an after hours live tonight, which we will just be talking on an extension of a couple of things. If not, tomorrow we will be going live at 7:30 for an open debate talking about does high body count matter? Does it matter for women? Does it matter for guys? You know, all that. I'll tap in if you do. Bet, say less. But that's what we're gonna be talking about tomorrow. And you know, it's been people have been engaging, people been speaking on things. It's funny how you know where people's minds are at, because even questions you can get so much. See, this again an extension of words. You guys gonna hear me talking about communication for a minute, I promise you, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of lessons on this shit. Communication is everything, bro. And also tomorrow night we will be doing a Sinners movie breakdown. So we're gonna do an All Star movie premiere in the All Star Discord. I'm gonna be posting my flyer on my Instagram, and I'll be posting it on my YouTube community too, to just let people know that this is what we're gonna be doing Saturday night at 11 p.m. So we will do 7:30 p.m. open debate tomorrow for like an hour and a half, and then we'll bring it back up at the All Star Discord for a movie premiere breakdown. We're gonna be watching Sinners. That has a lot of fucking game in there. Some shit we gonna break down and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? But it's your boy All Star Izzy. Hit that like button if you have not. Again, I want to say shout out to Patricia. Shout out to Ephraim. Shout out to the youngin. You know, he had to go out there. That motherfucker was like 16, 17, bro. We can't really be doing that, bro. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to Real Talk. Shout out to Trevon. Shout out to Boxing that came in earlier. Shout out to Queen. Shout out to Doe. Shout out to Aaliyah. Shout out to Wendy, Lil Man. Shout out to I don't even want to say shout out to him because that motherfucker's crazy. But again, it's your boy All Star Izzy. Thank you for taking the time out. I'm out this thing. I'm gonna speak to y'all soon. Peace.